Damn. Oh man, kenapa minggu ini mainnya game begini semua ya? Anyway, semoga koneksinya aman karena gue lupa ngecek. Ntar stop sah. Oke. Terus koneksi ntar ya. Aduh, banyak. Gini, ini gini, ini gini, ini gini, ini gini. Sebentar, oke, sip. Mana ini gue? Ah, sip. Anyway, selamat malam konbanwa, virtual Blobman Koprol di sini. Dan kali ini kita bakal dibilang lanjutin enggak juga sih ini. Iya yang apanya lanjutin sih. Halo Jono, welcome to stream. Halo Zikri, welcome to stream. How's your day? Kita bakal lanjutin VN yang terbengkalai. Satu-satunya VN yang gue mainin. Udah setahun, literally setahun lalu gue mainin Narcissu 1 yang pertama, yang kita sama Satsumi. Ini second side, jadi Natsumi sama siapa, jadi kita POV sekarang Natsumi. Yang ini gue bahkan nggak pernah baca, jadi gue nggak tahu apa yang akan terjadi di depan. Also probably this gonna be long, so yeah, bear with me. Kemungkinan ini harap sih mau minggu ya. Ya. Ini sekuat mungkin secapeknya gue, jadi tapi nggak capek-capek banget soalnya besok kita stream spesial. Iya, yeah, spesial 400 di Twitch. Kita olahraga deh. Anyway, let's see how much we can get. Soalnya ini kan cerita ya, terus gue baca juga. Jadi ya kalau misalnya udah capek kita stop dulu. Setidaknya ya stopnya nggak di tempat yang nanggung lah. Dan karena minggu depan di ending, jadi nggak ada apa-apa di minggu depan, cuman hari Minggu doang. Gue siap-siap dulu. Minggu depannya lagi baru kita mulai lanjutin kayaknya Undertale sama ini lagi. So ya. Oh ya soal Narcissu, basically TLDR ya tentang orang sakit. Dah, gue nggak tahu yang second side kayak gimana. Pokoknya ini yang tentang orang sakit. Ini yang second side ini prequel sebenarnya. Jadi iya prequel. Jadi storynya sebelum yang pertama berapa tahun gitu gue lupa. Jadi yang ini, jadi sebenarnya alurnya yang ini dulu baru yang pertama yang kita jadi ini. So yeah, let's start it I guess. Also warning, it's kinda sensitive probably. Enggak ke gore atau apa sih, tapi mungkin sensitive to mental sih. So yeah, gitu. Soalnya emang maksudnya at the first place ini it's not unlike happy VN kayak biasa. Ini literal probably gonna gloomy for the rest. Tapi mungkin ada bagian-bagian lucunya atau bagian-bagian senangnya gitu. Ya tapi ya gitu, ntar lihat sendiri aja. Halo Kadame, welcome to stream. Ini kenapa chat gue telat? Aduh, tidak. Bentar. Cuma stream game di YouTube, iya. Ini sebenarnya lebih ke apa ya? Gue VN sama apa namanya? Scam review, scam related itu pasti di YouTube sih. Atau kenapa? Enak di sini. Cuman kalau lagi mood mungkin kesana. Cuman ini kebetulan soalnya kan setahun lalu gue juga mulai VN ini di sini. Terus yang ini prequelnya, jadi sekalian aja gitu. Anyway, hello, how's your day? Ini hari Sabtu ya, malam minggu ya? Oh iya, malam minggu. Anjir, malam minggu. Malam minggu sedih-sedihan. Sudah lah ya. Let's start it. Bentar, gue kayaknya harus ngebenerin chatnya. Let me do this kind of thing first. Ini BTW suara aman ya? Semoga suara aman, oke? Oke. In front of the outpatient reception desk on the first floor. Dia pakai F6. Okay. Attached to the floor, many colors on plastic tape, red, blue, green. They led the way to first department. Cepat banget. Out of this, I follow the white tape. Suara aman, oke? Walking about 30 meters on the right, the shop comes into sight. Across from the that was the smoking room. Gue ingat banget tahun lalu nih pakai headset abal-abal, suaranya juga kesek-kesek. On the left is the waiting room for surgical examination, and if you continue to the end, there is a small elevator. I get on that and press the button for the highest floor. Ntar, ada settingan gak sih? Setting, oh ini auto speednya kecepatan. Ding. The 7th floor. Before my ass was the nurse station. Ini all together, a number of nurses look this way, but once they didn't recognize me, their eyes turned back, as if they saw nothing. They returned to their work. High ceilings, windows that only open 15 cm. This was a well-lit, sterile place. And I head towards the lounge at the end of the hall on the left. A large television, a long couch, decorating the window sill were a number of flowers. Fitting the summer, the mini sunflower in vase and the gerbera daisies in flower pot were blooming colorfully. Oh, ada bunga. Those were all familiar things. How many years had it been since I've come here? What's different from there were my clothes, changing from sailor uniform to pajama. Bentar, ini kan ada suaranya. Sebentar, kenapa tidak ada suaranya? Besides that, the bracelet on my hand. I will do this on the other change. Oh ya, bentar. Ini tidak ada suaranya perli, jadi gue pakai yang ini aja. Oh wait. Bentar ya. Wait, 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 wait. Bentar. Yang ini kan gak ada suara ya, tak bete. Aku kesal. Kita ganti ininya. Oh no, koneksi. Kita skip ya. Configuration, ntar ya. Oh, nah ini ada suaranya. Bentar. Ini, men, ntar ya. Jadi gue punya dua versi sebenarnya. Cuma gue nggak tahu mana yang ada suaranya, mana yang nggak ada. Nggak ada, oke. Ntar ya. Kita cepetin. Literal ada dua ini, jadi how to skip F7. F8. Wow, kelewatan. Bodoh. Profesional streamer. Dia si ininya apa? Siapa namanya? Si skipnya nggak bisa jalan. Ya udahlah. Salah, kenapa jadi bahasa Jepang anjir? Yuk, gua nggak bisa. Tonton lalu gue ingat banget setengahnya kalau nggak salah pakai Jepang gitu. Cuman karena hari ini tidak bisa berpikir, jadi nggak usah pakai Jepang ya. Turning towards the voice that called, it was a middle-aged lady. Her pajamas and bracelet colors say she was a resident of this place. Are you visiting someone? Or a patient from another floor? That's not it. While shaking my head, I show my own bracelet. I see. The lady replied uncomfortably. I felt the nuance behind those words. And so young, what a shame. Of course, I've had similar experience often. It was tiring. I haven't lived almost 10 years like this for nothing. It was just, I never thought to have a fellow resident on the 7th floor also turn eyes of pity towards me. By the way, which time are you on? What's this? For here, coming to the 7th floor. For an instant, I had no idea what she was asking. But before I could ask a new question, it looked like this is your first. With that, she was up and acted like she understood the situation. Well, then I'll teach you too, so listen carefully, okay? First, in the first place called the 7th floor, even though I hadn't replied, the lady just continued speaking. There's no fourth time. The third time you are admit is the last. So, prepare yourself. Halo kak, udah lama gak streaming ya? Udah lama nih, halo. Selamat datang kakak Zinoir. When you want to run away, head not to station A, but to station B. Don't eat anything. It placed the least burden upon your family. She spoke about such thing, and I was mad to her hear about other things that would give out one pause. Ya, salam kenal VTuber baru. Most likely, it was something only the resident of this 7th floor. Only those who were headed towards death continue passing on. So, you understand? Once the lady went through her war explanation, somehow, I thought her complexion looks better. Phew, to tell someone young like you, it's upsetting. But this is also a rule, so don't be angry, okay? Emang game gelap ya? Enggak, gue nanya beneran gelap. Main apa? Main pian? With that, the lady left the lounge. Her parting word were, "You tell me people too, okay?" Kagetku. Burning sunlight and the sound of cicadas. Cicadas, boy. Pasang bisa autoplay. A summer sky seemed from window that can't open more than 15 cm. Today also looked like it would be a hot day. Many years since I've come to 7th floor. The first that I've come as a resident of this place. Mantap. And the rules I had been taught. In practice, they were probably passed down only among those who reside here. Ini gue belajar bahasa Inggris anjir. But a number of them I had already known. Maybe it was since that day. The fact that I would face a day like today. A day.
予感していたのかもしれない。
Prolognya kelar.
響き渡る鐘の音。物心つく前から私はこの音と共にあった。
Gak usah translate kan ya, baca aja ya. Wah, ada Oni-chan ya? Oh, ini Meko ya?
何よ千尋、そんなに息切らせて。だってほら、そろそろ急がないと。ってまたそんな格好して。あ、どうかした？もうドロドロで真っ黒じゃないの。別にいいでしょ。作業服なんだから汚れて当然じゃない。昨日洗濯したところなのに。はいはい、悪かったわね。
Ini latarnya gereja ya? Hitam-hitam. Itu scan casual everyday change scan before the door on a Sunday. Gue lupa harus baca.
それよりもミサ、急がないと遅れちゃうよ。あら、もうそんな時間なのね。ささ、早く着替えて教会行きましょうね。
Ini streamnya aman kan?
やっぱりパス。また？ダメだよ。お姉ちゃんって普段から行ってないんだから。せめて日曜日だけは行かないと。バカね千尋。せっかくの日曜日だからこそサボるのよ。もうまたそんなへりくつ言って。まあまあ、神様だって多めに見てくれるわよ。こんな天気のいい日はさ。
Amin.
天気関係ないわよ。それにどうせ今日も車いじりしてるだけのくせに。それじゃお母さんたちにもよろしくね。あ、こらお姉ちゃんたら。
Oh iya benar ya kawan. Garasi time. In the garage next to the house, I strongly raised the shutter.
さて、今日も始めましょうか。
Hi. Perhaps because it was closed off, the garage was stiflingly hot. Oh, panas banget kan. Immediately, I turned towards my beloved car under maintenance, purchased just a month earlier. One might call it is restoration, but really, it was work to simply get it to run properly. First, instead of calling the chassis retro, the word scrap would fit better. Such was the age and condition of the car. However, thanks to that, I have lately been spending that weekends inside this garage. Punten paket.
姫子、いる？こっちこっち。どうしたの？こんな場所まで。近くまで来たからついでに寄ったんだけどさ。って何あなた、真っ黒じゃないの。
Only time.
昨日からオイルパンの交換やってたから。
Ini daripada DJIfans sih lebih di ya literal visual
オ
novel.
イルパン？
Tapi kayak
これがまた
nggak
大変だ
nggak
った
kayak VN pada
の
umumnya
よ。
kan biasa kalau VN pada umumnya kayak ada misal karakter
Tiu
yang
ka,
ngomong gitu
素人でここまでできる人は
ini
少ない
formatnya
わね。
beda sih. Ini literal kayak bacaan
Ya,
novel biasa.
パン
Mana
ダ
ada
がご飯
gambarnya
なんか
aja
知らないけどさ。
sama ada suaranya.
ほら見て、この自作ハンガーなんて大したもんでしょ。でもやっぱウィンチがないから苦労したわ。
Ya, cari kunci Inggrisnya lah bodoh.
あのさ、姫子。車好きもいいけどさ、年頃の娘が真っ黒になってガレージに入り浸ってるってどうよ。
I don't mind.
あ、もしかして変？
Nai? Yo.
もしかしなくても変。
No, it's not.
まあいいじゃない。
Benar.
私はね、ゆかみたいなひらひらの服よりこっちの方が好きなのよ。
Tapi Vira suka lucu gimana?
はいはい、あんたは昔っからそうよね。
Oke. Si reply in a weary voice. Oh iya BTW ya, jangan lupa minum sama makan ya. Her name is Yuka. She lives nearby and since long ago, we often spend time together. However, our interests and personalities were polar opposites. BTW bagaimana asik banget. And yet, we got along for some reason. It may have been exactly because our interests and personalities were different that we got along. Oh.
もし親友と呼ばれる存在があるなら、私にとっては彼女がそれだった。でもさ、姫子も物好きよね。せっかくの初任給をこんなボロ車に使うなんてさ。
Namanya passion sayang.
ほら、ボロ車じゃなくてユーノスって言ってよ。それにこの方って古くても結構人気あるのよ。へえ、そうなの？おかげで今から冬のボーナスまでローン地獄よ。すくすく。
Lagian salah sendiri.
まあまあ、それよりも早く直してドライブでも連れてってよ。おそらく来週には走れると思うわ。
Pokcem.
はい、決まり。じゃあ早速来週でも。ってそうだ、あなた日曜日は無理だったわね。ああ、別にいいわよ。でも教会あるでしょ。大丈夫よ、もう最近は全然行ってないし。
Waduh, bolos kan.
所詮私はエセカトリックよ。
Wow.
こらこら、そんなこと言っていいの？
Oke, bro.
ええ、偶然家が教会の隣だったってだけだし。 ただいま。
おかえり。
おかえり。遅かったわね、千尋。元気ないみたいだけど、もしかして7回帰り？担当の人が3回目だから。そっか。じゃあいろいろと大変だね。
The seventh floor. That is the hospital hospice. Hospice, generally known as the palliative care ward. Essentially, not an ward, but one for patients on their final treatment option. A ward with mental care as a primary focus. For us, Catholic, volunteering as helper has been very natural. Every day after college, my sister would head straight to the hospital. In her, I could see myself up to a few years ago.
はい。コーヒー入れてあげたわよ。ありがとう。ねえ、お姉ちゃんはもうしないの？しないのってヘルパー？今はどの病院も人手が足らなくて大変なんだよ。そう。でも私はもういいわ。あなたと違って私は大学の単位が欲しくて言ってただけだし。もうまたそんなこと言って。別に嘘じゃないわよ。それよりさ、私は千尋の方が心配よ。私が？ええ。あなたみたいな子に務まる場所じゃないってこと。
My sister fell silent at those words, but those were also my honest feeling. In a way, I know from my own experience how useless superficial resolve was. At least for a kind, good girl like Chihiro, I know that it would be painful to be hospice helper.
で、どうなの？今の様子は。初めての7階だからまだ慣れてなくて。それに今の担当の人って3回目だからもう長くないみたい。そうね。どんなに入退院を繰り返したとしても4回目はないはずよ。
That wasn't something that the hospital publicity said. However, even without saying, if you were involved with the place, you'd learn it whether you like it or not.
ねえ、お姉ちゃん。神様は一体何をやっているんだろう。
Malam, halo. Tadi cara matiin autoplay gimana? Ini cara matiin.
忙しいんでしょうね。
Tar dulu, ngomong-ngomong dulu. Oke. Halo, malam. Selamat dalang. Welcome to Simos Your Day. Yeah, it freaking feels time. Jadi sedikit singkat cerita, tadi kan dibahas ya, yang 7 floor tuh nggak ada yang keempat kali. Soalnya rata-rata yang di 7 floor itu penyakitnya udah akut banget sampai kayak ya kalau yang ketiga kemungkinannya ya you probably you won't gonna survive, kayak ya udah gitu. Jadi di situ tempatnya fokus buat lebih ke ngebahagiain pasiennya sebelum literally died gitu, kurang lebih gitu sih. Soalnya sampai yang sekarang setelah di yang ini nggak ada yang keempat kali balik gitu. It's just like lu mati di rumah atau di rumah sakit gitu. Oke, kita lanjut lagi ya. Anyway, welcome. Ini udah setahun, literally setahun. Ya, kita lanjutin lagi. Bentar, cara autoplay gimana ini? Himeko-nya lama juga ya prolognya. Jangan lupa minum ya, gue udah kembung. Tadi minum 2 gelas. A few days later, with the main repairs on the units finished, we went out for a drive. Wah, akhirnya minggu nih.
さすがにいい走りするわ。
Let's go, ngeng.
ちょっと姫子、そんなにスピード出さないでよ。全然安全運転じゃない。
BGM-nya asik.
あなたはそうかもしれないけど、ペーパーの私にはドキドキもんなのよ、その運転は。ロードスター最高。
Mood.
で、聞きなさいよ、人の話を。
Yang ini enak nih, banyak ngomongnya, gue jadi gak usah ngomong.
それとさ、何よこの車。どうしたの？なんで屋根がないのよ。
Ini juga roster.
いや、だってそういうもんなんだもん。じゃないわよ。風で髪がくしゃくしゃになっちゃったでしょ。おバカさんね。オープンの醍醐味がわからないなんて。
Amin. Oh iya, also
そんな醍醐味
naruh
年頃の女の子に不要よ。
bunga di sini.
せっかく1時間もかけておしゃれにセットしたのに。
Bunganya sesuai dengan nama gamenya. The sun was still high and the units ran under the refreshing cool of a sky before the rainy season. Sumpah gue main ini udah kayak belajar TOEFL anjir. Soon after leaving the Lone Mountain Road, a deep blue sea spread wide. The sea route continuously endlessly. From nearby came the crashing of wave and seagull call. Even the phoenix palms planted by the beach house catch and everyone was tall. It felt like visiting Southern Island.
ちょっと休憩しようか。
Bagus banget.
はい、缶コーヒー。ありがとう。
Oh fuck. I hate this BGM. As if she has not gotten off the bus, Yuka had her hand on her hip and gulped down the canned coffee in one go. Buset, aus mbak. She was always decked out in frills, but what showed through occasionally was Yuka's true personality. And then, while holding our cans of coffee, we walked out to the beach before us. Aus mbak.
ここは綺麗なところだね。
ですよね。
潮風も気持ちいいし、人もいないし。姫子、よく知ってたわね、こんな場所。どこか知らないけど。はい？いや、言葉の通りなんだけど。ちょっと待ちなさい。どうして運転してたあなたが知らないのよ。実は適当に走ってたら偶然たどり着いただけだったりして。
BTW koneksinya ngaco nggak?
それってもしかしてさ、今まで気の向くままに走ってただけってこと？そんな感じかな。
Tawa kamu.
信じらんない。つかちゃんと家まで帰れるかも心配だけど、こんなドライブに一日付き合わされた私も信じらんない。
Mood.
まあまあ、なんとかなるから、多分。
We then spread out for some newspaper on the beach and start out to catch the lunch we bought on at the convenience store along the way. To eat, to be honest, bringing our own lunch would have fit the idol better, but what of our best dish, hard-boiled eggs, couldn't be called extravagant. Oh, dia cuma bisa masak ini doang telur. At least, we should have broke a shit. Jadi nggak bakal karpet. Oke.
でもさ、姫子。
Bukan karpet namanya.
ナビがないならせめて地図くらい持ちなさいよね。でもな、この気ままな感じも好きなのよね。じゃあせめてその格好はやめなさいよ。
BTW koneksinya nggak drop ya?
なんでよ。
Atau masih aman?
私作業服好きなのに。ダメ。隣の私もなんか恥ずかしいから。機能的なのにな。機能よりも美しさを優先してよ。
Lancar, oke. Di gua naik turun buat. Nah, udah lah ya. Lupa gua baca. Cara lihat lock gimana? Lock. Nggak ada locknya nih. Ini nggak ada locknya. Oh no, tadi gua nggak baca. Yaudahlah. Ini nggak ada locknya. Set up. Sat G anjir. Yang satu kalau ada locknya deh. Dua nggak ada, ya udahlah. Dog, it was such a utterly perfect place. Malah yang sial. Udah ya. How should I say? The image of the newspaper mats, you cast freely clothing, my word overall, it was all sort of out of place that was lockable.
ねえ、また来週来ようか。いやよ。即答された。だってさ、何が悲しくて毎週女二人でドライブばっかなのよ。だってこれ二人乗りなんだもん。
Nggak salah sih.
そういう問題じゃないでしょ。まあ寂しいもん同士ってことで。
Gimana?
悔しいけど
Oh no.
できないわ。
Malam nih malam kau stream Mas Yardi. Around when the sun had been so high was hazing over and everything that could be seen was dyed orange. Gue suka banget oranye. Once again, the units drove on. We had played at the beach and now took up a quick route home. Akhirnya tahu rumahnya. Today has been a fun day. While thinking that, I gripped the wheel.
でもさ、最近あなたって全然行ってないでしょ、教会。千尋ちゃんもぼやいてたわよ。最近お姉ちゃんは全然来てくれないって。ねえ、たまには顔出したら
？Lalu Luisa kan stream.
大丈夫よ。それに以前も言ったでしょ。所詮私はエセカトリックだって。
Jangan ditiru ya.
だから大丈夫なの。
Jangan ditiru ya.
姫子？さて、そんなわけで来週もドライブ決定ね。今度はお弁当も持ってこようか。そんで今日よりも遠くを目指してみましょうよ。はいはい、わかったわよ。
Jujur ya, gue suka
しょう
sama
がない
bagiannya
か
tapi
ら
gue
付
benci
き合ってあ
bagiannya.
げる。
Because
あ
it's
りがとう。
just too good.
さすが親友ね。
Lama juga prolognya. Himeko doang nih. Oh, salah ngeklik.
それから1週間後、
Weh, dibacain.
教会には日曜学校へと向かう人があふれ、先週の予定ではロードスターで海へと向かっているはずだった頃、私の姿は病院のベッドの上にあった。
Oh no.
はい、お姉ちゃん、リンゴ剥いたよ。ありがとう。あんたも食べなさいよ。好きでしょ。
Oh no, Himeko. Punten paket.
重かった。姫子、ほら、買ってきてあげたわよ。悪かったわね。下の売店じゃ売ってなかったのよ、その本。
Ini bukan Himeko-nya
別
Honkai
に
ya?
構わないけどさ、次からはもうちょっと薄い本にしてくれる？
Himeko-nya Honkai
それと
tidak ditemukan.
あんまりマニアックな本はやめてよね。レジ持っていくのはずいから。別にモーターサイクリストやアメ車マガジンは普通の本だと思うけど、私にとっては違うの。まあ二人とも。ここは相部屋だからあんまり騒いじゃダメだって。ああ、そうだったわね。ごめん。
To people who came to visit me, nothing need to be said about you here, but even look like this, you had been the first to rush over. Even before, when I'd be in the bed with a cold, complaining all the while, she'd be at my side taking care of me. She wasn't the most true to herself, but really was very kind. That was my best friend. Nom nom nom.
おいしいわね、このメロン。ちょっと、あんた見舞いなんだからそんなガツガツ食べないでよ。
Mood.
別にいいじゃない、いっぱいあるんだし。
Mood.
でもさ、いきなり入院って聞いた時は驚いたわよ。うん、私もびっくりした。なのに急いで駆けつけてみたら、ピンピンしてて拍子抜けよね。
What the fuck?
こら、あんたが言わないでよ。
Woi, woi.
だってみんなそんな顔してるんだもん。
Feeling gue jadi gak enak nih ngomongin.
そういえば千尋ちゃん、他の人は？うん、会社の人とかたくさん来てたんだけど、さっき帰っちゃった。ちなみに手ぶらで見舞いに来たのはあなただけよ。うるさいわね。変な本買ってきてあげたでしょうが。あれはちゃんと代金渡したからお使いであって、お見舞いの差し入れとは言えないわね。
Ya elah.
相変わらずへりくつを。でもね、やっぱ嬉しいもんよ。毎日会っているような相手でもこうやってお見舞いに来てくれるとさ。
Jangan lupa minum ya.
メロンも持ってきてもらえるしね。たまには病気も悪くないかな。
Nggak gitu.
それから数ヶ月、気の早いセミが鳴く頃、春には毎日のように来ていたお見舞いの人がほとんど姿を見せなくなった。
Feeling gue gak enak.
相変わらず私は病院のベッドの上にあった。
Kan?
今日も暑いな。
Punten paket.
お姉ちゃん、もう食べ終わった？ そろそろトレイを返す時間なんだけど。
私こういうの苦手なのよね。
あ、またブロッコリー残してるし。
Ya tapi kalau misalnya emang ada gangguan di koneksinya langsung chat
それ
aja
より売店でアイス買ってきてよ。
ダメだよ。決められたもの以外は控えなさいって言われてるんだから。
まあまあ、固いこと言わないでよ。
ダメ。それでなくてもこの前先生に注意されたところなのに。
はーい、わかりました。
もう返事だけはいいんだから。いいことお姉ちゃん。また勝手に売店で買ってきちゃダメだからね。
わかってるって。
それじゃあ私そろそろ行くね。
もしかして
7階。
そっか。あなたも無理しないようにね。
お姉ちゃんもね。
あんなに長かった夏が終わりを告げ、夕空に日暮らしの声が響く頃、今も私はここにいた。今日も彼女はこの場所に来ていた。
Punten paket.
入るわよ。いや、元気そうね。
おかげさまでね。
よいしょっと。
あら、お見舞いの品は？
はあ？
相変わらず手ぶらのようだけど。
なーに言ってるの、当然じゃない。むしろ毎日来てる私を褒めてほしいわ。
Benar.
えらいえらい、なでな
もうやめなさい。
Kok lucu sih?
で。じゃあね、メロン持ってきてくれたら解禁賞あげるわ。
いらないわよ、そんなの。
We had a childish conversation as she sat in a folding chair next to the bed. Ntar gue taruh gini, biar enak. The scene itself by now was becoming a familiar one. Bisa banget suara.
はあ、せっかくの日曜なのにな。
Bodoh.
悪いわね、ゆか。
Malam Pak Jawa kan sering hasil deh.
この夏を無駄にさせちゃってさ。
別にいいわよ。もともと予定があったわけでもないし、い
そう
つもついでできてるだけなんだし。
Sun.
そのもうさっさと元気になりなさいよ。またドライブでも何でも付き合ってあげるから。だから。
Don't make me cry. Fuck, David.
それ以上彼女の声は私の耳に届かなかった。暮れる空に響く日暮らしに消されて聞こえなかった。ここに来て早3ヶ月。突然のことに自分自身まだ現実ってのが実感できなかった。
Yeay. Terus lanjutannya gimana? Tadi lanjutnya gimana? Lanjut aja. Sini. Oh iya benar. Oke.
気づけば木々の色が赤く染まり、病院での生活もすっかり慣れた頃、私を訪ねてくる人は完全に途絶えても、今も私はここにいた。
Literal kita baca doang ini.
今日もあの二人はこの場所に来ていた。
はいお姉ちゃん、今日はプリン付きだよ。
Mau puding.
そう。でも今は欲しくない。千尋、あんた食べなさいよ。プリン好きでしょ。
ダメ、これはお姉ちゃんの食事なんだから自分でちゃんと食べないと。
じゃあこれ食べたら売店で肉まん買ってきてくれる？
もう変な交換条件出さないでよ。
Punten paket.
よっ、元気そうね。あ、ゆかさん。何？今日もまた好き嫌いでダダこねてるの？
Yes.
うん、
Mood.
お姉ちゃんたらしょうがないのよ。こら、
Bob tuh gimana suaranya?
千尋ちゃん困らせるんじゃないわよ。
Itu dicop.
たく、あんただけはしょうがないわね。
トレーの角で叩かなくても。
ほらさっさと食べる食べる。無理やり口の中に入れちゃうわよ。
わかったって。さっきの冗談で言っただけなんだから。
Backgamenya bagus, sumpah.
まだなんか言ってるのはこの口か。
こらやめなさいって。
じゃあお姉ちゃん、私そろそろ時間だから。
先生たちにもよろしくね。
千尋ちゃん、まだ続けてるんだ。
Ntar. Ntar mana? Aduh, gue lupa lagi mau ngomong apa. Aduh, kebiasaan. Apa ya tadi ya? Aduh, ya udahlah lanjut dulu aja. Ntar kalau misalnya ingat gue lanjut lagi ngomongnya.
今7階担当だから大変だと思うわ。
Oh iya, baru ingat. Ini gue ngebayangin Himeko-nya tuh ala-ala sih kan stream. Tadi kan udah. Apa? Gue ngebayangin Himeko sebenarnya lebih ke kayak lebih ke mbak tomboy yang demen jalan-jalan gitu. Tapi jujur ya, ini pribadi apa personal preference aja sih. Suaranya tuh kebayangnya jadi kayak masih remaja gitu. Gue nggak tahu sih ini time-nya pas kapan, cuman gue ngebayanginnya gitu. Ntar gue ngubah pembayangannya dulu. Yukanya sih kebayang. Kiro ya jelas lah ya. Oke, kita lanjut lagi. Ini kayak gini nih, Vian kayak gini tuh latihan pembayangan. Teror tiapnya di waiting room. Oke. Selamat datang kembali.
そっか、確かそこってホスピスだったよね。
I nod a bit at the swords. And then I finally broke up what had been in the corner of my heart for a while now. because she was who she was. I want to tell her first.
ねえゆか、もしもだけどね、いつか私も7階に入ったとしたら。
ちょっと、何縁起でもないこと言ってんのよ。
Feeling gue gak enak. Feeling gue gak enak.
聞いて。もし私が7階に行った時はもうお見舞いには来ないでね。
Man. At those words, hang her head. And for me, I don't want to see her sad face either. But it is really too camp to be that I were to go to the 7th floor. She would only get more and more sad. To see you cut that way, the only thing I didn't think I could bear.
バカ、何言ってるのよ。むしろ毎日でも言ってやるわ。皆勤賞ものよ。もちろん手ぶらでお見舞いなんて絶対に持っていかないんだから。だからそんなこと言わないでよ。
ゆか、
I hate this fan, damn it. In that small room, her soap hung in the air. All the years we have been together. When, however much we have chatted all night, we had never run out of things to talk about. But for this girl crying right now, I could find no words.
吹く風が心地よいから冷たいへと変わる頃、いつものようにここへとやってくる2人。でもある日を境に少し変わった。ごちそうさま。
ちゃんとブロッコリーも食べたんだね。
まあ本当は嫌いなんだけど。ね
え、他に何か欲しいものない？
売店のアイスが欲しいわね。ついでに肉まんも欲しかったりして。
Malam, welcome to the stream.
わかった、すぐ買ってくる。
Feeling gue gak enak, feeling gue gak enak, feeling gue gak enak, feeling gue gak enak. Damn.
冗談のつもりだ。
Feeling gue gak enak, feeling gue gak enak, feeling gue gak enak. No. No, please no. Walaupun gue tahu mungkin bakal ke situ, cuma no, please. No.
はい、ダッシュで買ってきたよ。
Yeah, probably you will see later. You will see it later.
アイスは冷蔵庫に名前書いて入れておいたから。
そう、ありがとう。
他にも欲しいものあったら言ってね。
Feeling gue gak enak.
それで早く元気になってまた一緒に教会行こうね。
千尋、あなた口調がヘルパーになってるわよ。
Feeling gue gak enak.
どうやらそういうことのようね。
そんな。
隠さなくていいわ。私だって伊達にやってなかったんだから。
お姉ちゃん。
さすがに半年以上入院してたからそろそろかなって思ってたしね。驚き、悲しみ、怒り、やるせない、寂しい。もしこの時の感情を一言で表すなら、よくわからないが最も近いだろう。人は受け入れがたい現実に出会った時、自分自身のことですら客観視できるのかもしれない。冬の冷たい風が吹き、テレビにクリスマスソングが流れ出す頃、
Hasilnya sorryよ。
こんな時にもずっとそばにいてくれる二人。まだ私自身告知されていないけど、7階へと行く日はそう遠くないのだろう。
メリークリスマス。
Waduh.
はいはい、メリークリスマス。
ほらお姉ちゃん、ケーキ買ってきたよ。
Yeay.
美味しそうね。
Kaget. Macam-macam.
って何いきなり食べてるのよ。
もういいじゃないよ、いっぱいあるんだから。
こら、当然のようにイチゴ取るんじゃないわよ。
ちょっとゆかさん、ちゃんと皿に分けるから。はーい。美味しかったね。
そうね、ほとんどゆかが一人で食べ尽くしたけど。
何よ、今日みたいな日にまで来たんだから、これくらいいいでしょ。ほんとなら今頃は素敵なイブを満喫してる頃なのに。
嘘ばっかり。どうせ相手なんていないくせに。
Oh.
悔しいけど反論できないわ。あとお姉ちゃん、これクリスマスプレゼント、マフラー編んでみたの。
Oh.
その、あんまりうまくないかもしれないけど。
ありがとうね、千尋。
ほんと姫子にはもったいない、よくできた妹よね。
うるさいわね。相変わらず手ぶらのあんたが何言ってるのよ。
まあまあ、二人とも。
A common everyday exchange. A kind sister, a best friend with a mouse, logging over silly things. The picture of many normal days that have passed over the years. The difference was that today was Christmas, and this is the hospital 5th floor. Oh god. And soon I'll be headed up to the 7th. Kan?
じゃあさ、
Kan?
千尋、
Kan?
ついでにもう一つ欲しいものがあるんだけど、
Dang!
いいかな。
I hate this game.
何？
言うのさ、 持ってきて。車庫にあると思うから。
でもお姉ちゃん。
悪いわね。どうしても乗りたいのよ。
Opening curtains, I gaze out at the city at night for the fifth floor window. In that clear winter sky, even the large face of the moon shone. And soon, this view, I'll probably see it from a higher place. I'll probably be gazing from a window that can only open 15 centimeters.
いいわよ。持ってきてあげる。
Oh, Yuka?
ゆかさん。
さすが親友ね。
I really hate how this will be. Really, man.
クリスマスくらい手ぶらじゃ悪いと思っただけよ。
It's not even end, but like, damn you outdoor. I hate you.
じゃあ行くわよ。
Ganteng.
ええ。
ねえ、寒くない？
激寒よ。
やっぱりこの季節は向いてないわね。
バカ。乗る前に気づきなさいよ。
Gue gak enak.
まあそうよね。ゆか、前の場所に行きたいんだけどさ。
あの海？
Man.
うん。でも自信ないよ。ナビも地図もないし。
別にいいわよ。好きなように走りなさい。クリスマスの夜は長いんだからさ。
そうね。分かったわ。名も知れぬ道を走るロードスター。暗い夜空が少しずつ白み出す頃、あの海へと向かっていった。どうしてこんなことをしたくなったんだろうか。その厳密な理由は自分でもわからなかった。
Crashing of wave could be heard. Unchained from that spring day, the phoenix palm stood tall. And just when the dark night gave way to the dawn, before we knew it, we arrived at the place.
着いたわね。ほんとよく無事に着いたもんね。
どう？悪くないでしょう。私の運転もこの車も。
まあ寒いの除けばね。そうだ、缶ジュース買ってきてあげる。すごい暑いわね、この自販機。姫子、あんたコーヒーでよかったっけ？じゃあミルクティーにする？
も早く決めてよ。120円とはいえ私が怒るなんてめったにないんだからさ。ほら、何でもいいから欲しいの言ってよ。
何でも。
I'm not feeling so good with this. I'm not feeling really good with this. No, Himeko, no, please, no.
地図が欲しいかも。
地図？地図ってあの地図のこと？
代わりにユーノスあげるから。大切にして。
バカ！そんな悲しいこと急に言わないでよ。
あのね、どうやら私7回行きみたいなんだ。もしかしたら罰が当たったのかもしれないね。
Yeah, it's sleep.
だからさ、よかったらもらってくれる？ユーノス。
無理だよ。私には受け取れないよ。
それでね、ゆか、前にも言ったけど、もうお見舞いには来ないでほしい。
Oh my god.
あなたがそんな顔すると私も辛いから。響き渡る鐘の音。教会に日曜学校へと向かう人があふれ、
Okay.
冬の寒さが本格的になった日、私の手首に巻いた腕輪は青から白へと変わった。結局ユーノスは受け取ってもらえなかったけど、翌日私の手元には地図が届いた。どうしてこんなものを欲しがったのか。やはりその厳密な理由は自分でもわからなかった。ただそれ以来彼女と会うことはなかった。彼女の皆勤賞はそこで止まった。
Man, I hate this. It's what I expected, but you know. Sudahlah, bentar. Let me take my what is it called? Let me take my tissue, okay? Jauh, bentar ya. Oh iya, jangan ngebek. Man, I hate Oh iya, BTW ini sebelum lanjut ya. Sorry cry bit. Jadi Narcissu ini literal novel yang divisualin gitu. Kan biasa kalau visual novel ada yang kayak pilihan-pilihan gitu, ini enggak. Jadi emang lempeng aja. Gitu kurang lebih. Kalau nggak salah dari novel biasa jadi like novel gitu, kalau nggak salah ya, gue lupa soalnya. Saya also probably little warning, walaupun udah telat kayaknya, this won't be happy ending kind of, so yeah, nanti nonton recapnya. Oke. Intinya it's not a happy end, oke? Gitu. Ya sudah. Gue nggak tahu sih yang second. Cuma pengalaman yang pertama ditambahin tadi. I don't really feeling so good about this game at all. But this game is so good, yes. You know, there's that. Oke, kita lanjut ya.
眩しかっ
Iya,
た
kita
日の
connect
こと
connect novel. Jadi nggak
そん
dijelasin.
な
Yep.
夏の日のこと
Oh iya, lupa. Burning sunlight and the sound of cicadas. Today also look like it would be a hot day. Oke, kita udah balik lagi nih. Tadi prolog udah. The third summer that I faced since the day I was first hospitalized. Oke. Berarti udah 3 tahun? Of course, it's not like I was hospital the whole time. There were days interrupted with home and outpatient care.
半年前だろうか最後に来てくれたのは
The time I spent wearing pajamas slowly grew. And as if in direct proportion, the number of people who came to visit me shrank. At first, classmates came to visit me every day. People they were once called friends. But now, they had turned into acquaintance. Even if I meet them on the street, they had left after exchanging a few words of greeting. Soon, those acquaintances will turn to strangers, while someday, I'll probably be erased from their memories.
どうやらいい気がしないのだろう
Bentar ya, sambil.
普通に生きてる人にとって私の存在ってのは
Even if they meet me, it probably doesn't raise their spirits. Sam probably goes too far thinking about me.
だから消すことにしたのだと思う
Despite that, whenever the end of the school day came, every day, I continued to watch for someone to come. And then, after half a year of waiting, I stopped looking outside. Finally, I learned to close the curtains, accepted the fact, guessed at the reason.
3年もかけて私にも分かるようになった
It's not that they have forgotten about me. It seemed they made as if, from the start, they never know me, never saw me. As if there had been nothing there to begin with.
彼らもまた目をつぶっていたいのかもしれない
Around when I was being admitted in and out of the hospital. When people had already stopped coming to visit me and I had most likely been erased from everyone's memories. My family moved from the free-standing home we had long lived in to an apartment, and mother started working part-time in a nearby take-out lunch shop. The meaning behind it all, even I could understand. Hospital fees were no joke, of course. In the world, every day, it was a conversation topic for the parents. I came to know how the patients themselves felt the responsibility to their families far more than the families could imagine. And then, the small, old, slightly dirty wooden building that was our new home. On top of being smaller, father's daily commute stretched to over 2 hours. However, the distance I had to take to the hospital became a 3-minute walk. In front of that beat-up, cramped apartment, father said, "The air here is nice and feel good, doesn't it?" Saying that, he smiled, and mother smiled in the same way. Because the heat might aggravate my health, they put an air conditioner in my room. Of course, no other room had one. And mother, who had started going to the part-time job, often brought back croquettes and fries for me, saying they were leftover. In that cramped room, we ate together. Always, they smiled happily. It was very painful. Their thoughtfulness was unbearably painful. Instead of feeling thankful or happy, I was filled with guilt. It's your fault. Problem.
そう言ってほしかったのかもしれない。
I want them to blame me more. Being treated kind of hurt. I remember uncontrollable feeling of irritation, even anger towards myself. If God were around, I want him to quickly heal me, or if that wasn't possible, to let me die now. Everyone else was in the midst of erasing my existence. But in contrast, my parents sought to make me stand out. Ini masih Setsuna kan ya? That was much more painful. Even as I being treated kindly, I hate myself for being unable to repay it. I cursed the fact that one of the countless misfortunes in the world happened to fall on me by chance. In such time, smiling and putting on a cheerful air may have been what I was supposed to do. But all I was able to manage was to eat the fries and that I really didn't like very much. The burning sun and cries of cicadas. When the white rainy season clouds cleared and it had turned completely into summer, after being readmitted to the hospital for the nth time, finally, I was discharged. But that wasn't the end of it. The word discharge also meant, until next time I was admitted, the beginning of a long life of outpatient care. Under the blazing sky today, I can walk to 3 minutes distance in my pajamas. To my mother, who have offered to come along, I replied, "It's alright." In my own way, it was supposed to be out of consideration for her, but the desolate look of her face at my words had also hurt. My feet happened to stop before some school. Ya ini Setsuna ini. Most likely it was an elementary school. Since it was already summer vacation, there weren't many people around inside. In front of that empty schoolyard, for some reason, I wound up gazing at it. Without thinking, my feet had stopped. Occasionally, I would see happy children running around and my eyes would follow them. Under the blazing sky, the long-sleeved pajama were hot. I felt strongly out of place gazing at the schoolyard. After standing there for a while, I once again began to walk. However, it wasn't towards the hospital, but home. And once I returned to my room, I took out the sailor uniform that had been in my dresser. Sleep that I hadn't passed my arm through in 3 years, a just like new uniform. Previously, they had been worn for only a single week. And now for me, They were the only clothes other than pajamas I own. Once again, walking under the blazing sky, the noisy chatters and running sweat was the same as just before. But the people who walked by, their eyes didn't pause upon me. Even I, as a part of the backdrop of the city, as part of what builds up every day, like felt accepted. And then, when I entered the schoolyard from earlier, before my eyes was a metal bar from the small children to play with. I extend my hand towards it. Placing strength into my arms, I pull with all my might and kick out at the ground. A moment's sensation of floating. And my body spins around. Yeet!
まだ大丈夫。
Ya bener kan Setsuna? I whispered that aloud from some reason while I looked around from atop the bar. The strong sunlight made the playground seem white and the heat made the ground look wavy. Occasionally, I could hear the voice of happy children and the insistent voice of Cicadas declaring that summer was their season. Cicadas. With my arm already beginning to shake from supporting my weight, I soaked up the present. Why was it that I suddenly want to do this, I wonder? The exact reason? Not even I know. By now, the times I wore anything but pajamas when the pressure from the need to do otherwise had also disappeared. Did I find that to be sad? Or perhaps I want to test it, if I still had the strength.
私はみんなと
I hit the face, that's so sad. Should be the same as the number of people who were over there. Sad for now. So just from somersault around the bar, I shouldn't be making such a strange face. Because I felt that way, I forced myself to make a smile. But just as I was unable to stop the shaking of my arms, it seemed that too was difficult for me.
Narcissus.
Even though it was still morning, the asphalt was wavy from the heat. Today also looked like it would be a hot day. Yang namanya juga summer anjir. And in that, as always, I headed towards the hospital alone. Even though I could have gone in pajamas with this stage, when I had to go out, I've come to wear my sailor uniform. Okay. Most likely, I was still wavering. How long this wavering will continue? Not even I know. One day, I may suddenly just be able to give up. It was just that I had to come to think that the span of 3 years was more than enough time for a person to change. Then, passing by the school, at the entrance to the hospital was before my eyes.
ボタン取りかかってる。
In my hand was a small tote bag, and that's that the button that held the handle was fraying off. Aduh jatuh. I'm not sure how long it had been like that, but coming all this way, I wasn't going to go back home. So I held the bag to my chest and continued towards the hospital. Oh, okay. The usual doctor, the usual exchange, and today's examination ended. When my condition was stable, it was once a week. 3 times a week seemed to be a sign of a short hospitalization. With this week's examination was over. As I thought that, I headed toward the exit of the first floor. The doctor weren't seeing patients in the afternoon, so the halls were mostly empty. Occasionally, a doctor would walk by with a group of intern-like people in tow. A nurse rushed to the first aid window. Sumpah gue kabel jatuh full anjir. A patient, probably under death row restriction, was in the shop buying snacks. Their whispering was visible green, which I heard was for the digestive disorders. Halo Arimo, welcome to the stream. How's your day? All of this was just the ordinary, everyday hospital. And in front of that shop was the first time that I met her.
ねえあなた
Oh, belum baca juga. Ya udah sekalian. Bentar. It's Himeko, isn't it? Suddenly, a break was called off to me and surprised me. Turning around, before me was the pajama-clad figure of a young woman I didn't recognize. I had thought it might have been someone I met while I was admitted here, but I didn't recall the face of figure.
何か
それボタン取れかかってるわよ
As she spoke, she pointed at my tote bag. It might have been a simple act of kindness, but since I had already known the problem, I had trouble finding a reply.
そうね
そうねってそれだけ他に言うことは
どうも
As I spoke, I lowered my head a bit. Because I already know my reply came out hesitatingly, but even then, it was too difficult to say thank you very much. The young woman that I hadn't seen before, her long black hair and bright voice left an impression. Looking at her slippers, the kind provided by the hospital, she was probably not an outpatient, but admit. Looking at her thin wrist, her wristband was white. That was a color I hadn't seen before.
ねえ直してあげよっか私ソーイングセットも持ってるから
でも
At her sudden words, I hesitated, but it wasn't over a button that didn't mean much. These past few years, because my existence would always only be erased, I have absolutely no experience with someone actively trying to relate with me.
いいからほらいらっしゃい大丈夫よ別に変な場所じゃないから
With those words, she started walking briskly. And while wrapped in mixed feeling, I followed behind. We got into the elevator. Oh, bukan ya. 7th floor?
あらもしかして知ってた
それほどは
The 7th floor, the place they called the hospice. I wasn't too familiar with it, and of course I've never been there. For one thing, I heard that people not involved with it were barred from entering. It probably meant that this young woman here was handed to the 7th floor. She was a person from there. Soon, the elevator reached its stop. Immediately in front of it was the nurse station. And when the doors opened, all together, the gaze of the nurse turned toward us.
私の知り合いだから
With that one sentence, they once again went back to their work. No one looked toward us anymore. It was just my first time here. but without putting my finger on it, I thought the atmosphere was especially heavy. Yes, it is. The place the young woman finally took me to looked like a lounge area. It was very different from the third or other floor that I've been admitted to. Thus didn't have this sofa or the TV.
じゃ、すぐに直してあげるわね。
With that, she took my tote bag and, with what seemed like practice hand, began fixing the button. And like her, I sat down in the sofa and watched. Even if I looked around, there were a few signs of people. Occasionally, an elderly or hyper-like person going by
と
was
ころ
avoided.
であなた、風邪でもひいたの？それとも誰かのお見舞い？
今は通院中だから。
I hesitated over how to answer, but told the truth. I add that I had just been discharged recently and was an outpatient now.
ふーん、あなたも大変そうね。ちなみに、部活は何やってるの？
部活？
だって今は夏休みのはずでしょ？
As she spoke, she pointed at my uniform. Oof.
入院してたくらいだから文化部かしら。もしくは運動部のマネージャーとか。
別に何もやってない。
あら、意外な回答だったわね。
Suaranya ini banget. Siapa sih namanya? Gue lupa Satsumi ya.
もしかしてパジャマは嫌い？
At the sudden perceptive question, I couldn't find the word to respond with. It's not that I had pajamas or anything, but I sensed that the present reason would be difficult to put into words. Satsumi, and what young woman has asked, kenapa Satsuna anjir, was probably aimed straight at that. She hadn't simply been asking whether I literally like pajamas.
お姉さんはここの人。
Ingetin namanya Satsumi.
ええ、こう見えても7階の住人よ。手っ取り早く言えば死亡確定者ってことね。
Wah, jangan ngomong gitu dong. That which I had only known and the level rumors were not clearly spelled out the rising of the 7th floor. Woi, jangan di... Man. She used the word dash. It's such bright and really stone. At least, it didn't seem like I couldn't comprehend. Man. This person, what on earth could her thoughts be? Yes. Man.
ねえねえ、よかったらまた遊びに来てよ。
Man.
私が？
何もやることがなくて退屈なのよ。それにここは面会時間も遅くまで大丈夫だから。
Ngomongnya no chill banget anjir. And with that, she told me various things about the 7th floor. Up until now, I had only known vaguely, but it seemed that the rumors that it was a place to wait to die were
他
true.
にもルールとかあるんだけど、これ以上は言えないわ。
どうして？
そりゃ決まってるじゃない。あなたはここの住人ではないからよ。
It was only then, when she whispered that, did her face cloud. I felt that expression held loneliness, but seemed filled with an intensity as well. Right now, I was wearing these clothes, steeped with the lingering regret for once normal days. And unlike myself, this young woman, no, this resident of the 7th floor, had probably given up on everything, had already had made up their resolve.
通院に来たついでにでも寄ってよ。どんなに頑張ってもあと半年くらいだからさ。
Why? She said that, and by the way of farewell, she was about to turn her cheery face toward me. Man! Long black hair, white wristband, and a bright girl's way of talking were my impression. LSPH, nice. Still, neither of us knew the other's name. My 15th. Lupa. These were our first meeting. A few days later, I again visited the hospital. However, it wasn't like it was an examination day. If it's alright with you, come to play. The words of the young woman I met a few days ago. Maybe because I was somewhat interested in her, or maybe I was curious about that 7th floor place for some reason. I came to the highest floor. With a nod to the nurse who looked my way, I made my way to the door that the young woman had told me. Punten paket.
Hai, どうぞ。
来たわよ。
いらっしゃい。待ってたわ。座って座って。今日は暑かったでしょう。
うん。
Sitting up in her bed, she asked the folding chair next to her. The first room on the 7th floor that I entered felt like little different from the 3rd floor room I was used to.
悪かったわね。でもね、きっと来てくれると思ってたわ。
Jangan lupa minum ya.
あなた、暇だし。
Sama makan.
なんで決めつけなのよ。
だって私たち病人の仕事は寝ることでしょ。世の中でこんな暇な人はいないわ。
Bener sih, tapi nggak gitu juga.
あら、そう思わない？
別に。
もう相変わらずクールね。
Lihat nih.
そうだねえ、あなたアイス好き？あれ？じゃあ嫌い？
うん。
はい、決まり。じゃあ食堂まで一緒に食べに行きましょう。遠慮しなくていいって。お姉さんおごってあげるから。
よく知らない人についてっちゃダメ。
は？
お母さんにそう言われてる。なんで笑うのよ。
でも確かにその通りね。知らない人についてちゃダメよね。
Bayangin ditawarin es krim sama orang nggak dikenal di rumah sakit.
姫子よ。
え？
Oh, akhirnya.
お姫様の姫に子供の子。ついでに言うと天秤座の AB 型。
ABG.
あなたは？
水亀座の O 型。Setsumi.
Satsumi kan bukan Satsuna, kenapa jadi Satsuna mulu sih? Ada apa dengan Sesona Satsumi?
説明
焼けた日差しとセミの声、この真っ白な7階にも響いていた。姫子と名乗るお姉さん。まだ私はお姉さんのことを何も知らないけど、この日から長い夏が始まろうとしていた。
Cepat juga. Following the young woman, I mean Himeko-san, we came to the first floor cafeteria. Bentar, kipas gue benerin kipas dulu. We went up to convenient table and sat next to each other. Bentar ya, panas. Saya. Panas sekali di sini. Jadi ku majukan saja. Bentar ya. Oke, let's continue. Hup. Gimana cara tadi udah ya. Maybe it was because it was right at lunch. The cafeteria was surprisingly crowded, not only with people from outside, but also people who seemed involved with the hospital. As for myself, because my home was close, I never used it before, but more people seem to use it than I had thought.
じゃあ何でも好きなの言ってね。
And then Himeko-san passed over a menu with a practiced air.
ゆっくり選んでくれていいわよ。チョコでもミントでもシャーベットでもなんでも好きなのにしてね。
Rumah sakit di Indo ada kafetarianya nggak sih? She happily continued with her words, however. No matter how much I looked at the menu, it didn't seem like I had much to debate over.
じゃあ私は
Biasanya kan kalau
ちょっと待った。
di luar kan,
はい。
nggak di bawah.
ズバリ私が予想してみましょう。
Ya elah. For some reason, as she interrupted me, she confidently started making her prediction. Certainly, this was a menu with many different set meals and drinks. But from the start, the key item, ice cream, only came in vanilla. There wasn't really anything to predict here.
そうね。あなたの雰囲気からするとバニラね。どう？もしかして当たってる？
Cuma dari itu gimana?
これは何かの冗談。
違う！そこはメニューそれしかないじゃんって突っ込んでくれないと。
Diajarin Sukomi bokehnya. I don't really get it. She got fired all by herself.
もういいわ。じゃ買ってくるから。
Diajarin Sukominya. As she spoke, she got up from her seat and quickly went to buy. What that was just now?
はい、お待たせ。
In a bit, Himeko-san returned. However, on the tray, there were 4 ice creams.
とりあえず一人ノルマ2個だからね。
Kalian luar biasa.
Oh my god, Evan, thank you Fami. Itu kenapa warnanya oranye merah? Ya sudahlah, CSS jelek. Thank you for coming. I will have not really have fun, but you know, I will enjoy this sadness while I can. Bentar, BTW gue lupa. Gue lupa setting something. Bentar ya. Gue lupa setting something, bentar ya. Give me about 3 minutes. Oke. Man. Oke, ternyata gue lupa setting stream element. Not really, but you know. Here, then there. Copy here all. Tar. Sip. Oke, kita lanjut. Why? As the thought came to me, but faster than I could ask. She placed to this in front of me as if that's how it was supposed to be. And she started eating before I did. Buset, lapar mbak.
おいしい。やっぱ夏場はこれに限るわよね。
Benar. While nodding, I also started eating. No. It was a sorbet like ice cream and fit the season with it like taste. Oh, jualannya es krim.
節味おいしい？
うん。
じゃあさ、もっと嬉しそうに言ってみて。
おいしい。
ああ、そうじゃなくってもっとこうなんていうかさ。
そうじゃなくて。At this time, I'm wondering. Just what in the world does she want me to do?
じゃあね、うまいぞーって言ってみて。
Ini umurnya kebalik ya. Ini umurnya kebalik ya.
うまいぞ。
では次の問題です。
問題？
まずシャンデリアを10回言ってください。
Chandelier.
あ、素早く言わないとダメだからね。
Chandelier. And who ate the poison apple? 白
雪姫。
正解よ。
Haha. Maybe she want me to ask for Cinderella? Oh yes.
さて、いよいよ盛り上がってまいりました。てなわけで自己紹介タイムよ。
And Himiko-san was still turning herself up on her own. In this sort of situation, I guess I should go along at least a little bit. Yes. Well, that's what I wound up thinking, but it felt impossible for me.
ねえねえ、節味の趣味って何？
特にない。
じゃあお料理とか得意だったりして？
別に。
That Betsuni. Baby, you are unexpected karaoke lover? And on top of that, love anime song and can sing the Summer Machine Gun and stuff?
全然。
Ini, voice-nya oke.
それじゃ今度は私の紹介する番ね。
Just when I wonder if I said all that much, Himeko-san suddenly stood up. Other people wondering what's going on look over there. But it seems he didn't mind that all.
こう見えても私すっごい車好きなの。なんと国内 A 級まで持ってるのよ。えへん。
She even straightened up in certification and was exceptionally grown up. But to me, Even if I was told national rank A, I had no idea what that meant. Ya
それ
masih
ってすごいの？
masih bocah anjir. Gimana?
いやー、実はそれほどでも。
And in a flash, her energy disappeared. And as for me, instead of that, I was more interested in something else.
なになに？質問 OK よ。ロータリーエンジンとか得意だから。
Amin.
そうじゃなくて、そんなの食べていいの？
あー、そういうことね。
Before my eyes, Himeka-san continued to gobble up her ice cream. It might have been obvious, but ice cream was not supposed to go over well with the sick. Of course, I didn't know much about Himeka-san illness, but at least I knew she was someone from the 7th floor. Just looking at it normally, a sick person shouldn't be eating that much ice cream. Dua pakai. But to my question,
ねえ、あなた知ってる？7階の面会時間って。
うん。
I was answered with another question. What it had to do with being able to eat ice cream, I couldn't see, but I honestly shook my head. I'm sure that on the 3rd floor, when I was always admit, it was from 3 at the afternoon until 8 at night. However, only Saturdays, morning were allowed. I figured the other floor probably has similar arrangement. No.
なんと7階だけは24時間 OK なのよ。ついでに言えば食事制限も特になし。
そうなの？
あ、そりゃ無茶な大食いはダメだけど、基本的にいつでも好きなものを食べていいの。
I was worrying. She started to quickly eat ice cream again.
た
Haagen-Dazs
くさんの制約があった病棟から7階ではいきなり自由になるのよね。
Well, Himeka-san laughed happily as she replied. Well, however, the next words she spoke were in a totally different tone.
説明。この意味がわかるわね。
I gave a small nod. What is a hospice? To that, there are people who say it is a place to wait new treatment, as well as people who say that it is a place to ease the heart. I'm sure that both of those were probably correct. But for myself, it seemed like Himeka-san's words just now were more understandable.
そんなわけでいつでも来てよね。暇だから。
With that, her usual cherry face returned. She was like this normally, but I felt that once in a while, the facial expression and words she used were very severe. Which one was the real Himeko-san? I didn't know. Most likely, both of them were. Around when the sun, which had been so high, was setting. After I left the hospital, I returned home. Punten.
ただいま。
At the empty front door, my voice reverberated. Oh, the moment I opened the door, from that closed-off room came a blast of hot air. I opened the living room window and let in the outside air, even just that much cool room. Looking at the clock, it was 4, still early for mother to be coming home. Oh, jam 4 sore. I placed my selected sweaty sailor uniform in the washing machine and changed into pajamas. Ooh, okay. And then, after I finished fixing the rice to help out mother who would be returning soon, I finished the preparation for making dinner. Since I was feeling well at this point, I set myself to doing at least this much. Really, I could just relax my room, but instead, I switched on the fan in the living room. Father and mother are walking in the middle of this heat. For me alone to be in a cool air-conditioned room, it gave me a bad feeling and I couldn't do it. She's home.
ただいま。
おかえりなさい。
Mother returned from her part-time job. Almost always around this time, she would come home.
節美、もう晩ご飯済ませた？
まだ。
じゃあ一緒に食べましょう。今日もたくさんコロッケもらってきたから。
Sitting at a table across from each other, the two of us started an early dinner. Because father's commuting time has grown, he often came home late, and so the time the two of us ate like this, spirit from him increased.
どう？美味しい？あ、よかったらポテトも食べてね。あなた好きでしょ？
With that, mother offered the plate of rice. Before, I had to silently keep eating them. Since then, it seemed mother thought I liked them.
実はお母さんね、昨日からポテトあげる係になったのよ。
Bruh.
だから実はこれだけ残り物じゃなかったりしてね。あ、別に心配いらないわよ。あなたが好きだって言ったらね、お店の人たちも好きなだけ持って帰れって言ってくれているんだし。
Bruh. Cheerfully, happily, mother spoke on. Man, exactly what were the conditions that led the people at the store to say that? I didn't know. But just for imagine it, it was filled with guilt. For some reason, I was pain.
じゃあ、これからも楽しみにしていてね。
In front of such mother, all I could do was, I know the feeling, Stay quiet and continue eating the fries, trying as best I could to eat as if they were delicious. A few days after, with the usual chatties and the sun consequently setting record heat. Under such sky, I came here once again. A high ceiling, a white room, a small folding chair upon which I sat. However, even though I came here, it was just I came here, simply that. Okay, it's like we talk about anything special. At least, I never brought up any interesting conversation topic. Bentar. It was on that level of sitting next to the unilaterally chatting Himeko-san, giving seemingly uninterested response. Oke, bentar, minum dulu. Jangan lupa minum.
Ne, 一つ質問だけど。
Decisively, I tried asking a direct question.
私といて楽しい？
ええ、あなたといると退屈知らずよ。
Wait, hello dear. Welcome to the stream.
嫌味？
とんでもない。すっごく楽し
How's
いわ
your
よ。
day?
すつみちゃんラブラブって感じかしら。
Astaga, Himeko. Maybe she's toying with me? Nah, I don't think so. I couldn't help thinking that, but Himeko-san was always like this. One-sidedly getting all worked up, whatever I said, and cheerfully following her own pace to the end. And then, just when we had that exchange. Buatan paket. Good afternoon. Apa nih? Good afternoon. The person who had come here was the older lady I didn't recognize. It was the first time I saw anyone come to this room. Halo. Yang baru datang halo. Ini kita lagi baca, literally baca ya. Kayaknya bukan main, lebih ke baca. Lagi baca Narcissu yang second sight. Yang pertama udah kelar setahun lalu. Yang sekarang lagi dikelarin. Nggak mungkin sampai kelar, kok, tenang aja. Soalnya ini panjang banget. Jadi mungkin 2 stream. Ya, hope you enjoy reading with us probably. Also this is not a good, a happy ending novel, something like that, so I warn you. Hey Mako-san, how are you feeling?
まあ特にって感じかしら。
Ini mana ya? Today is a bathing day. What shall I do? Atau yang ngurusnya?
大丈夫よ。お気遣いどうもね。
Then if there's anything, feel free to say. Anyway, hope you enjoy. Semoga harinya menyenangkan hari ini. With this final word, the lady I didn't know left the room again. Oh ya, itu susternya itu. Harusnya. At first, I had thought it was family member, but it seemed to be otherwise. Ya kan? Maybe it was helper? Since she was wearing an apron, she seemed like one. Oh iya bener. It was just, I felt she was somehow different from the other people I know called helpers.
今の人は？ああ、ヘルパーの人よ。別の人の担当だけどね。
Kan? It seemed that I was right that she was a helper. But because there really did seem to be a difference, Himeko-san explained about helpers here. It seemed that the helpers of the general wards were generally supposed to help people in the physical sense. Depending on the hospital, it could be a job. There also seemed to be some who look upon it as a form of part-time work. Compared to that, the 7th floor helpers, because mental care were relatively important, it doesn't fit the feeling of it being a part-time job.
まあ少なくともこの病院、この7階では全員ボランティアのはずよ。そうなんだ。偉いんだね。
I was a bit impressed. It might have been obvious, but I had heard that those who have not been informed beforehand cannot enter the 7th floor. Sumpah ini gue beneran kayak belajar TOEFL anjir. For those people who by their own choosing voted for free for the sake of those patients, I plainly felt admiration. But at my reaction, Himeko-san.
そうね。偉いわね。
She replied without conviction. Looking at it normally, you think you'd sense a bit of something like appreciation. And then Himeko-san words from before. Through assigned to someone else, that someone else naked me. From just those words, one would think that Himeko-san assigned helper also exists somewhere. But so far, I had never seen anyone like that.
姫子さんの担当の人は？いないわよ。いない？どうして？だって私には必要ないもん。
Likely, that was the only answer she gave. I didn't really understand, but maybe the 7th floor helpers could be refused if the patient said so. Certainly, Himeko-san, when compared to the other people on the 7th floor, could walk normally, and because she was young, was lively, but Come to think, since I've come here, I have not once seen any family members come to visit.
でも今はあなたが来てくれたからね。
Hey? It's as if she saw what I was thinking and replied.
ありがとう。これで残り3つになったわ。残り3つ？ええ。年の離れた友達が欲しかったのよ。
Gimana?
ほら、よくあるじゃない。死ぬまでにしたい10のことって。
Man, why Himeko? I still like use the word dying. Man, Himeko. That might also be because she's on the seventh floor, but to have one word said in sheer voice so suddenly was jarring. I mean, yes, but however, man, this girl, the 10 things one wants to do before dying. What they were, I didn't know. How much time Himeko-san had left, I also didn't know. Looking at it the other way, I could say there were 3 things remaining.
まあ、あれよ、説明。聖書が正しければ、世界は7日で作られたそうよ。だから、私に残された時間でも、大抵のことは可能だと思わない？それ、例えになってないわよ。
Yes.
まあ、そんなこと言わずにさ。残り3つなんだから、よかったら付き合ってよ。
It looked like we have become friends, the two of us. Upon the first week of meeting, I've been asked to go along with the 3 remaining things to do before dying. Man, Himeko-san's words, I didn't know how serious she was, but it seemed that I wouldn't probably be coming to this place often. I would. As the sun slowly sank and the sky turned orange, I left the hospital. Today, I may have been at the hospital too long. As I was thinking that, my eyes landed on the schoolyard. Again, there were children running around happily. Even the metal bar I did that somersault out before had plenty of patrons today. Summer vacation, thus, the voice of Higurashi Chada's sweetly playing children. Each and everyone was an everyday part that built up the scene of a common summer day. There was nothing out of place. No one who made a strange face like mine from a single somersault. One-chan, dostano. As I continued to stand gazing, one child that was playing spoke to me. Did you want to play with the bar? Gue lupa bahasa Jepang apa jadi nggak usah lah ya.
別に、なんでもないわよ。
Just that answer, I turned on my heel. Looking up, the sky already darkening. I heard along the road home.
ただいま。
帰れ。
おかえり。ちょうど晩ご飯の支度ができたところよ。
Looking at the clock, it's already about 7. Today, mother had come home first. And together with mother, we began our usual early dinner.
そういえば、今日は遅かったわね。
ちょっと、病院寄ってたから。
あら？今日って検診の日だっけ？
うん、そうじゃないけど。
I worry about how to answer. How should I talk about Himeko-san? Being an acquaintance seems safe, but after thinking a bit, I decided to answer like Himeko-san said. What?
友達のところに行ってたから。
Okay.
友達？
Mother repeated my words back to me. She also had surprised, unbelieving sort of expression. However, Mother having that kind of reaction was probably unavoidable, yeah. For the word friend to come out of my mouth was itself rare. While at the very least, in these past few years, it probably had been impossible.
そうよかったわね節美お友達ができて
And this time, she happily continued speaking. To that happy mother, I spoke about the event that happened up until now. That she was a very kind honest son. That lately I've been going to play every day. That often I was taken to go eat ice cream.
へえ優しそうなお姉さんね
うん
It's not like I was lying. But I wasn't able to say that she was a resident of the 7th floor. Why I thought that I didn't know the exact reason. Being on the 7th floor wasn't Himeka's fault. It was no one's fault. I know that. Because I was in similar position, because at some point, the people I know disappear. I know it even more so. It was probably the feeling of not wanting to worry her. I'm sure that Mother would imagine that it was another normal patient, or perhaps a nurse. But to deny that, this seemed like something I could do.
そうだじゃあ明日からお弁当も作ってあげようか
え
この距離でもわざわざ帰ってくるの面倒でしょ
Mother continued being happy. Lately, my health had been good and probably hearing I had made a friend made her extra happy. I wouldn't say it out loud, but I think not since the safe 6th grade trip, she always had put effort into making lunch for me.
任せて豪華なの作ってあげるから
Mantap, dapat bekal. In front of such happy mother, I could say nothing. As always, all I could do was quietly eat the fries. Oh man, kemungkinan kita sampai 8 ya kayaknya. Pokoknya sampai pas nggak nanggung deh, semoga ya. Atau mau sini aja dulu, nggak masalah sih. Tanggung deh atau lagi. Ini kan harusnya total ada 16 harusnya ya, atau 17. Jadi pokoknya ini nggak mungkin satu kali jalan, cuma kita coba jalan dulu aja lanjut. Pegal soalnya ngomong terus. Asal dan man, ya sudahlah lanjut dulu. Satsumi. Even though it was still morning, it already felt like midday. Today also looked like it would be a hot day. In that, walking the 3-minute distance, I again was headed toward the hospital. In my hand was the usual tote bag with a pattern of yellow sunflower on white. Lucu. Nothing in particular had changed from yesterday. It was just another summer day. Okay. What differed was hidden inside the tote bag, the lunch that Mother had made for me. Oh, okay.
Oi! Setsumi!
Called from far away, I turned towards the familiar voice.
どうしたのこんな場所で待ってたのよちょっと手伝ってほしくって
With just those words, Himeka-san quickly started walking. Just where was she going? Wherever it wasn't the main entrance, but the rear. But not knowing what was happening, I felt alarmed.
はい、到着。
The place we'd come to was the hospital courtyard. Courtyard. Around the small fountain was a clock and many flower beds. While I had been hospitalized, it had been a place I came to numerous times.
ここがどうかしたの？ほらそこ見てよ。
What Himiko-san was pointing at was the corner flower bed, roughly 3 meters square. It was just there, that even though there was grass and flower blooming around it, that patch alone has nothing growing on in it.
そんなわけで、じゃーん。何それ？球根よ、球根。今からここに植えようと思ってね。
Bulbs. Proudly, Himeko-san took out the bulb from the plastic bag in her hand and showed me. Bulbs apaan? Tanaman. Counting them up, there seemed to be around 100. Sure, if 2 people were planting, it'd be done in about an hour, but I was worried about something else.
勝手に植えていいの？だってこの区画は冬用の場所だし。私が尋ねたのは勝手にの部分よ。大丈夫だって、別に怒られたりしないから。
Okay. That really didn't feel like much of an explanation, but winter use probably meant that it was for flowers that bloom in the winter. And I understand that for a reason. Now was the time to plant them. But even then, I didn't see how that connected with planting in the hospital flower beds without permission. Or were the proper 7th floor permit this much freedom? Perhaps?
じゃあ始めましょうか。10センチほど掘ってから球根を埋めてね。
Okay. Once she said that, she handed the bag of bulbs and small gardening trowel over. Recently, my health had been fine, so this wasn't a problem. But I wonder if it was alright to Himeko-san to work under this blazing sky. I couldn't help but worry about that, but Himeko-san herself was planting with amazing vigor. Itu kenapa ada duduk dah? Maybe gardening was a hobby, perhaps. You can say that. One would believe that since her hand moved unnaturally well.
そうそう。そんな感じで軽く土もかけてね。
Once in a while, as I watched and imitated her, she would just give instruction.
ね。これって何の花なの？
Oh,
水仙よ。知ってる？名前くらいは。
daffodil itu actually the one that I put it here on my side. That's the Narcissu flower. That white Narcissu flower. That's why I put it here. Having only seen them blooming on TV in a book, this was the first time I've held
あのね、これって珍しいのよ。
held them.
今の時期にあるなんて。そうなの。ええ。本来は夏の終わり頃だからね。
And then Himeko-san taught me various things. That the scientific name was Narcissus, ya kan? For the family Amaryllidae, how you could grow them from seed. But since they take a few years to bloom, bulbs are planted instead. Also, fun fact, I probably love Amaryllis because of this freaking series. Perhaps, nah, not perhaps it's real. It's from this. Like, ya kita ngobrol dikit. Abis main ini kan, terus kayak gue lihat, terus kayak anjir nih cakep banget. Terus artinya juga luar biasa brengseknya. Terus kayak I think I got attached to this flower kind of. So since then I probably use the flower kind of kayak gitu. Kayak sejak main ini, kalau nggak sejak baca ini gua main dulu. Sejak baca ini terus kayak I love this flower. Habis gue lihat ya gambar asli kayak ya udah. Karena tiap disebut selain anggrek biru sama ya basically selain anggrek biru sih, favorit gue ya amaryllis putih. Ya ini Narcissu. Lanjut. How in the deep of winter, when the flower beds were a lonely place, their single proud blooming form were impressive and beautiful.
やっぱり園芸が趣味なの？別に趣味ってわけじゃないわよ。じゃあどうして詳しいの？どっちかというと職業柄かな。
Okay. A gardener, florist, but before she had said she liked cars. I didn't really understand. I still really didn't know much about Himeko-san.
何にしてもこれが咲く頃には私はいないけどね。
Boy! And as always, cheerfully talking about things that make you stop short. Himeko, oh my god. What I know was she was raised on the floor, and that's the rest of her time was within sight. And despite that, she does these things and was a person who could be called
さて、だいたい終わったし、そろそろ部屋に帰りましょう。
Sini udah deh. Together, we carefully washed our hands and headed to the 7th floor. Right in front of us, we got over the elevator with a large cart carrying lunch. It was already that time. And so, with Himeko-san lunch tray in hand, we went back to the room. Hey, bakal. Normally, when this time came, I'll be heading back home to eat lunch.
ねえ、せつみ、一緒に食堂行く？あなたも家まで帰るのめんどくさいでしょ。
Holding her own tray, Himeko-san makes the suggestion. Normally, I would have wound up thinking it over, but today was a bit different.
今日私、お弁当持ってきてるから。あなたお弁当持ってきてるの？うん。お母さんが作ってくれたから。
As I spoke, I took out the lunchbox from the tote bag and opened it on the small table near the bed. And the frozen barley tree I broke along with no melt just right for drinking. Lagi mana?
どうかした？せつみー！
tuh.
びっくりした。私は今猛烈に感動してるのよ。まさかこんな場所にお弁当持参で来てくれる子がいるとは。ありがとう。ありがとね。抱きつかないで。ちょっとオーバーだったかしら。
Kind of. And so we began eating lunch together. No. Kalian belum makan-makan, woi. Himeko-san got off the bed and we sat in folding chair next to each other. By the way, Himeko-san's lunch, even though it was the 7th floor, didn't look all that different from the food in the other worlds. I wonder if it would have been extremely luxurious, but it was what you could call a plain hospital lunch. Compared to that, my lunch, which mother had put effort into making. Spicy fried tofu, lots of croquettes, it was very lively.
じー
Pengen ya?
ねえねえ、一つもらっていい？
Tentu saja.
どうぞ。いただきまーす。てっからこれカレーコロッケね。
It wasn't supposed to be all that spicy, but Himeko-san drank far too much water.
大丈夫？
Pedesan.
実は私って辛いの超苦手なのよね。
Unlike her normal image, there were some tears in her eye. She looked so pitiful. I decided to tell her what was in them.
これが野菜コロッケ。はい。そっちはかぼちゃ。手前のは肉コロッケよ。もしかして見ただけで中身がわかるの
Kroketnya gacha, men. So, to show the half-believing, half-doubting woman, I split open the croquette with my chopstick.
ほら、合ってるわよ。なんでわかるのよ。外見全く同じなのに。
Gacha.
全く同じってわけでもないわ。少なくとも私には見分けつかないわね。ねえ、もしかしてコロッケに詳しいの？別に。
I didn't think it was all that amazing myself. Basically, from eating them every day, I just learned to pick up the little difference between the outsiders. Once our meal was finished, I placed the now empty lunchbox back into the tote bag.
ねえ、コロッケ博士。はい。食後のアイスに行かない？博士も。
Could it be the Professor Crockett? Mean me? Yes, you are.
変なあだ名つけないでよ。気に入らなかったみたいね。
Beyond the windows that could open 15-7 was the summer sky. The voice of noisily crying satisfied Himeko-san bright louding voice rang out in the narrow room. They are always bright and cheery, was Himeko-san. And just maybe, I too was smiling. Afterwards, we passed the time as usual in the room. When we part, I was making to leave the 7th floor. As I...
ちょっと。
Oh, ini adanya. A cute frilly skirt, a red apron, and anniversary on her chest left an impression. Ya, ini adanya. Other helpers I've seen before wore the same aprons. Lucu banget tadi. So that probably meant this person was also a helper.
私に何か。ここは関係者か肉親以外ご遠慮いただいているのですが。それともどちらかのご家族の方でしたか？
Oh, bener ketemu. For a moment, I thought about how to answer, and then slowly opened my mouth.
姫子って人の友達。あなたが友達？そう言われているわ。 ました。
Ya bener nih adanya. With those words, the young woman once again went off somewhere. What was this now? He was probably a helper, but around when the sun has completely set and today's dinner was ending.
まあ綺麗に食べてくれたのね。
Mother looked pleasantly at the empty lunchbox.
じゃあ明日からも作ってあげるわね。
ありがとう。
The truth was, Himeko-san had eaten the fries for me, but I wasn't able to reveal that. Once I opened the window in the room, just a bit of cool night wine came in. Wine. My room. By the window, the cellar uniform was drying. Lucu roomnya. Ruangannya. The sweltering summer heat made me want to turn on the AC. But when I thought about father, who still hadn't come yet, I stopped. Come to think, Himeko-san. In the end, she was really fake about it. But I wonder if planting flower in the flower bed without permission would cause her any problems. On top of that, the story from before about how she didn't need a helper and how no one came to visit her was also mysterious. Name Himeko, Libra, blood type AB, ID bracelet color was white, AB. I still probably didn't know anything about her. Yep, we probably gonna stop here, I guess, because gua lupa kalau misalnya besok masih ada stream. Tadi kalau nggak ada sih bablas aja, cuman sudah mulai pegal bung. Lebih ke soalnya ngobrol 2,5 jam lebih lumayan juga sih. Kayak nggak berhenti gitu kan ini juga. Nggak sih berhenti sih tadi banyak di Himeko. But you know, we can continue it next time. Nggak bakal setahun. Thank for the stream. Thank you also for coming. Also thank you Fami for the track there. I will appreciate it. Ya kita lanjut. Bentar, ini save dulu. Ini ke save kan ya? Sip. Oh man, lucu banget Setsunanya. Setsuminya. Setsuna mulu. Anyway, kita lanjutin kapan ya? Ini minggu depan nggak bisa, berarti minggu depannya lagi. YouTube lagi berarti. Twitch-nya berarti oh iya. Selasanya entar gue kasih sini sih 2 minggu lagi sih, cuman yang pasti Selasanya nggak lanjut Undertale dulu. Gue mau nyobain mungkin ya Undertale sih, cuman mungkin di minggu itu atau minggu depan ada gerila 1 game. Kita gerila 1 game di Twitch ya. Pokoknya game sebenarnya bebas sih, gue mau stream di mana juga, cuman biasanya Twitch sih. Anyway, thank you for coming, thank you for listening, and thank you for stay tuned with me. This actually probably like a boring stream because it's basically just a reading stream. Ini udah kayak latihan TOEFL anjir, latihan baca. Menyedihkan emang. But anyway, it's actually a good stream. So, ntar. Thank you. Gini ya. Thank you for coming and see you on tomorrow. Besok gue belum buat bannernya karena lupa. Ya besok pagi langsung aja gas gitu. Besok pagi stream spesial 400. Jadi literal full olahraga 1 set. Jadi dari SKJ jam 8, terus tar jam 9, terus break dulu 30 menit, terus tar jam 9-nya ring fit. Terus mungkin jam 1 atau jam 2 kita main Fall Guys. What's up, Blob? Boy. Ini good run sih. Ya, I mean, it's ya conflicted feeling kok sama Narcissu ya. Cuman pokoknya 2 minggu lagi gue lanjutin lagi. Antara malam Sabtu atau malam Minggu 2 itu. Kayaknya sih malam Sabtu lebih enak ya. Malam Sabtu lebih enak, jadi terus juga waktunya 3 jam gitu. Jadi biar besoknya bisa nyantai gue. Soalnya kan kerja daripada ring fit lebih tepar lah gue. Oke, pokoknya besok yang mau lihat literally dying because of the ring fit, silahkan datang ke Twitch jam 9 pagi. Kita lanjutin ini 2 minggu depan hari Minggu di Andy. Gua revealnya minggu depan ya. Lihat aja ntar. Gua udah dapet storynya, gua tinggal buat milih karakternya, tinggal ngisi mau kayak gimana. It probably kinda different from what what I have for last year or the last day in the stream. Ya pokoknya kemungkinan bakal beda sama, kayaknya sih ada yang sama ya, nama juga ini one shot lah ya. Ya lihat dia 20 orang 5 stage. Apanya 20 orang 5 stage? Oh ya, total yang ngajuin sih ada berapa sih? Kalau di Andy tuh kan ada 20 sekianan ya. Berarti ada 5 bulan. Jadi tiap orang ada 5 atau 4 yang gue pilih yang udah ngajuin ya. Yang ntar bakal dikontakin. Terus kita lihat apakah mereka bisa atau enggak. Kalau misalnya bisa ya udah gas gitu. Dan tiap bulan harusnya story-nya beda-beda. Jadi kita lihat bulan ini kayak gimana, bulan depan bakal kayak gimana, orang-orangnya kayak gimana. Gue udah nentuin sih, cuman ya let's see next month or next week actually next week. Ya semoga tahan sama DM sedikit tidak becus, sudah lama tidak nge-DM lagi. Well, anyway, thank you for coming to my stream. Hope you enjoy. It's been quite a good stream. Ditunggu di endingnya. Thank you. Minggu depan. Pokoknya besok pagi. Besok pokoknya buat Enif Twitch gue bakal stream kemungkinan 2-3 kali. Atsu. Silakan yang mau lihat literally dying, terus siangnya juga literally dying main Fall Guys. ini nggak tahu ya, gue lagi pengen Fall Guys aja ya udah. Kalau ada yang mau ikutan hayu, kalau mau ya kalau nggak ada sendiri juga nggak masalah. Kalau Fall Guys mah santai. Oke. And oh iya, kalau misalnya banyak banget yang ikutan, which probably not, but I don't know. Kalau misalnya banyak ikutan, ntar kita buat custom matches kalian. Oke. Outsublob and see you on the next stream. Next Narcissu 2 minggu lagi, oke? Dadah. Mana outro gue? Oh, bentar, gue lupa matiin nih. Bentar, nggak jadi dadah. Bentar dulu. Hope. Di mana ya? Di sini. Karena gue butuh BGM ya.